Now, I will happily say that we have come a very long way ever since the sequel trilogy movies, and where we stand right now with Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and others out there really taking care of these new TV shows like The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, and other Star Wars shows that will be announced at Star Wars Celebration in May of 2022. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow on there. I do post a couple of entertaining things from time to time and really make sure to interact with you guys further. So, what's even all the more exciting right now is the fact that, yes, we do have The Book of Boba Fett right around the corner from releasing on the 29th, and once that debuts, we have 6 more episodes to release throughout the very early times of 2022, before we get into the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series, The Bad Batch Season 2, Star Wars Andor, and The Mandalorian Season 3. The Kenobi series, by the way, is going to be amazing. That's going to be very well done by Deborah Chow. A lot of people do trust in her, given that she did great work on The Mandalorian. I think that we have a lot of great things coming our way regardless, and yes, we already know that Kathleen Kennedy is still having issues with the Acolyte TV series, and a lot of fans out there are very much on edge or, whether or not that's going to create another backlash similar to The Last Jedi. Now, with that being said, we already know that George, John, and Dave are doing everything in their power to really bring Star Wars back to its roots. We're talking about the vision of George Lucas to really take advantage of Star Wars legends and mixing it in with the new, and exactly how they could create a very even balance on all of that, right? So that's exactly what George, John, and Dave are really trying to figure out exactly. So, with that being said, however, what's really all the more exciting has everything to do with creator George Lucas and what he has planned for a specific Star Wars project. So, with Disney CEO Bob Chapek getting ready to make a series of announcements at Star Wars Celebration, when it involves the films and TV shows that are set to arrive in the near future, creators George, John, and Dave are also preparing to make big moves to change the Star Wars universe forever. However, it's described that recently George Lucas himself made some big changes to the overall plan for the Star Wars franchise by Favreau and Filoni, and has been guiding those two on what to do with the new Star Wars TV shows. Now, further, it's described that one major thing that is being done by George Lucas is he is set to be the one who will play a large role in a scene for The Mandalorian Season 3, which debuts next year. Lucas is set to direct one big scene that will involve both Luke Skywalker and Grogu at his Jedi training temple, where Grogu is set to actually construct his very own lightsaber with a yellow kyber crystal inside, in order to become Luke Skywalker's student at his temple and academy. Now, let me just stop right here for 1 second. This absolutely ties directly into that poster, the famous poster that was released some months ago of a young version of Luke with Grogu with pieces of a saber levitating in midair. Now, that obviously is working in conjunction with what's going on with this particular scene that George Lucas is going to be working on. Now, we already know that Grogu is going to be the centerpiece of The Mandalorian as a whole, but Luke Skywalker is going to be the aid to all of that, and I like how Jon Favreau has been a little bit more talkative lately about how he's going to be implementing Luke into the overall story and how he's going to be the grand scheme of everything, right? And I like that. I like the fact that they're using Luke Skywalker as this amazing backdrop to the Mandalorian series. Moving on. So, this entire training scene is set to be directed by Lucas himself, as Lucasfilm and Disney want the person who created the character to truly take care of a scene that is going to be on a grand scale for the upcoming season. This entire scene is set to be the highlight of the first half of the show, and is really going to show off a new look for Luke with a brand new outfit. Luke's Jedi students are also set to appear briefly in the scene later next year. The construction of the saber hilt for Grogu is set to be done by both CGI and practical effects to really give it an authentic feel to the scene. So, practical effects for the saber construction scene, they can easily dangle pieces of the saber by, fish linings, string if they want to do something like that and kind of digitally remove it. They could do something like that. That seems like what they're going to be doing. They're going to be hanging pieces of the saber by lines and digitally erasing them in post-production, as well as some sequences involving CGI like the Kyber Crystal in this sense. So, further, Lucas is also set to give fans a brand new Luke Skywalker theme that will debut in the 3rd season of Mando that is going to become very iconic among the fandom. This scene with Grogu is set to involve tons of dialogue by Luke Skywalker, and that they will be upping their technology to do the CG version of Luke, with plans of recasting him from Mando Season 4, the Ahsoka Tano series, and Star Wars Jedi Knight. This in turn will give the CG for Luke a massive upgrade than what was done in Season 2, and I gotta say, that actually is exciting. Now, say what you will about Luke in Season 2, he was amazing. I like the fact that Jon Favreau did an amazing job with that. I'm not complaining, but the CGI could have been way better. They could have perfected the way his mouth was moving when he was talking, made him feel a little bit more human, right? I always felt like there were moments, little key moments, where I felt like a video game cutscene, but hey, you know, they really did great effort, they did a great job for what it was at last minute, and they're going to be doing an even better job with Mando Season 3. So further, this in turn will give the CG for Luke a big upgrade by Jon Favreau. The sequence will also involve a new type of Force power that Luke Skywalker will show off in the scene with Grogu to show him the ways of the Force. This lesson by Luke is not just for Grogu to build a saber, but to also dig into his troubled past in a similar fashion to what Luke did with Ben Solo when he tapped into his mind in Episode 8. Luke is also going to do something similar in a sense with Grogu that is going to eventually transition to a full-blown recreated scene of Anakin destroying the younglings from Episode 3 that is going to be refilmed and reworked. This is the plan by Lucas after all, and how the recreated scenes from Episode 3 will be portrayed, and how it's going to be perceived by Luke through tapping into Grogu's mind, to train him correctly and alter his troubled past that actually hold dark secrets. Now, here's the thing about this as well. We already know that a lot of Episode 3 scenes and Order 66 sequences are going to be refilmed, specifically for Mando Season 3 and Mando Season 4, to kind of work in conjunction with Grogu's troubled past. This, to me, is going to be actually quite the experience. We have Jon Favreau working on this, we have George Lucas directing this particular scene, with Luke and Grogu at his Jedi training temple that eventually transitions to these reworked elements of Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. What's not to like about that, right? I think that this is going to really give fans a different perspective on the prequel trilogy. It's going to allow fans to witness of how Jon Favreau, said before in the past that Grogu is going to have a big, saga-wide implication, in a sense, by, of course, all these new secrets that are going to be unveiled for the character, and this could very well be one of them. So, like I said, guys, I think that obviously Jon and George are on their A-game, as well as Dave Filoni. They know what they're doing here, but I'm very thrilled to know the fact that George is going to be directing this scene in particular that's going to involve his Jedi Academy, his Jedi students, and more. So overall, I would like to know what you guys think about all this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.